Hey guys, Mike Chen. In this video, I am in Jeju, South Korea at the best seafood market in the city for some breakfast sashimi. And if you don't know, Jeju is known for the Jeju mermaids, which are ladies that go diving every single day for fresh seafood. And this was the first time I was able to find one of them and eat at their makeshift restaurant right by the waters. But before getting to that, I just want to give a big thank you and shout out to the sponsor of this video, Surfshark VPN. I've been talking about and using Surfshark VPN for many years now. And if you're not utilizing a VPN service, I highly recommend that you do. This is the only app I keep running on my cell phone, my laptop, and it just gives me peace of mind for less than a cup of coffee a day. The reason I keep Surfshark VPN running at all times is because there's so many people and companies out there trying to gain access to your private personal information. Sometimes they're data aggregators collecting your information to sell to different websites, or there's people trying to collect your personal information for more malicious purposes. And a lot of times when we're out at cafes, gyms, airports, and when you're connected to their Wi-Fi, sometimes you'll get a warning telling you that the security for the Wi-Fi is very weak, making these really great opportunities for people to gain access to your private information. So what a VPN is a virtual private network, and what Surfshark VPN does is that it secures and encrypts your personal information before it goes over the internet, so people who you really don't want having access to your private information, they're not gonna have access to it. Also, Surfshark has something called Surfshark Alerts, so when someone is trying to gain access to something like your email, you will be notified right away. A lot of times when I'm traveling abroad and I want to catch up on the latest episode of my favorite TV show or a new movie, I can use Surfshark VPN to change my location back to the US, giving me access to US streaming services, and most importantly, gives me full access to all US websites, which a lot of times don't function, even major ones, when you're trying to access them from overseas. For example, when I'm traveling and I need to pay my bills, I use Surfshark VPN for that. So if you want to give it a try, go to my link down below, and right now there's a fantastic holiday offer. Use my promo code Dumpling and you'll get up to 6 additional months for free. Like I said, peace of mind for less than a cup of coffee a day. Hey guys, Mike Chen here on Jeju Island. This island is known for their seafood, their oranges, their carrots, and their specialty Starbucks menu. And I'm starting off my day here at the Seogyupu Seafood Market. So, sashimi breakfast, and this is a local specialty. There's flounder, octopus, sea pineapple, abalone, and conch, and dakseo, which is a type of local Korean shrimp. Everything is as fresh as can be. Some homemade dipping sauce. First, try the seafood individually. Conch, crunchy and sweet. That tastes so clean. Zero fishiness, tiny hints of brininess. That's delicious. Abalone. Snappy, sweet. Conch and abalone taste very similar. And of course, Jeju Island is known for their abalone. And these are all fished out of the ocean by the women divers of Jeju. Octopus is cooked. Oh, that's so good. This is the sea pineapple. I just tried this a few days ago for the first time. And this is the peel. So this is the outside of the sea cucumber. And they give you this because you're supposed to eat the inside and then you just chew the outside just for the flavor and then spit it back out. I tried this once before, didn't really love it. I mean, the texture's not bad. Very soft, a little gooey, kind of like eating a snappy ghost. And it's very briny with a bit of bitterness. I think the last time I had this, there was way more bitterness. Let me try to chew on this skin here. Oh my God. All right, chewing on a bark. I guess you're trying to get some of the brininess and bitterness out of the skin. This is definitely an acquired taste, like bittermelonness. Some people love this. Me, not so much. Next up, flounder sashimi. And what you can do
is make a sam out of all this. Add a little gochujang to it, put it onto your veg. Add a little bit of their homemade soybean sauce with garlic and chilies. Wrap this up. That's freaking amazing. The fish tenderness is off the charts. Zero brininess, just pure, sweet, tender, flaky meat. I think this is the first time I ever put like a sashimi in a sam before. That's a great way to eat this fish. And on top, you see the different colored fish. This here is from the fin. And that same sweetness, way different texture. That texture is almost like an abalone, very snappy. Either way, so sweet. Finally, this local shrimp. Dunk in a little soy sauce and wasabi. And the meat comes right out. It's very reminiscent of a sweet shrimp. This thing is just a pure combination of sweetness and tenderness. Again, everything just tastes like it just came out of the ocean about 30 minutes ago. And that's not that far of a stretch. My favorite, I think the flounder and the abalone. Just amazing. I mean, things that you gotta try if you ever come to Jeju. Pass by this dumpling stall, Korean dumplings, 4 different types. One is abalone, one is kimchi, one is Jeju Black Pork, and octopus. This is the octopus one. Wow. Oh, this is so good. This place should have a line. There's lines at other stalls. There should definitely be a line here. That octopus dumpling is amazing. Tender octopus, the whole thing has so much great savory flavor. This is the Jeju Black Pork. Oh, this is so good too. First of all, look at the filling to wrapper ratio. Really juicy, porky filling with chives. The outside wrapper extremely thin. It's barely even there. You're basically getting a whole bite of filling, and it's so delicious. A little bit of sweetness, tons of porky, fatty umami. Let's try this. This is the abalone. Oh, that's good too. There's abalone stuffed inside a pork filling with a little bit of veg. There's so much depth of flavor in there. Kimchi dumplings really good too. You taste all that great fermented flavor from the kimchi. There's pork in here as well. Again, that awesomely thin wrapper. I think the octopus one is my favorite. No, they're all good. If you ever come to this market, definitely check that place out. So this place serves buns with all sorts of fillings. This one is stuffed pork and octopus. No wonder there's always a huge line over here. This is freaking awesome. On the outside, it tastes like a giant stuffed takoyaki. The bread's got great texture, nice chew. I love the bonito flakes on the outside, and inside just melty pork and delicate octopus. This is so good. Wow. I'm glad I got 4 of these. Next one, spicy Jeju pork. Look at this thing. This thing looks like it was just dropped in a volcano. Oh yeah, it's like burning hot lava everywhere in this bun. Gochujang outside, there's gochujang inside. All that pork is just soaked in gochujang. Delicious, but really spicy. Oh, this is really interesting. Cream cheese lobster with a slice of lemon on top. Oh, wow. It's just so good. The pastry is wonderfully toasty on the outside, chewy and pillowy. Inside is just juicy, sweet lobster with creamy, rich cream cheese. It's like a giant toasty bao. It's one of the greatest things. Finally, garlic pork. Juicy, delicious pork. Again, stuffed till this bun is at its limit. It's garlicky, it's got onions in there for extra crunch, crunchy garlics on top as well. It's such an amazing place. Every single bun, mind-blowing delicious. And made with Jeju pork, so it's not gonna be overly greasy. That's the characteristic of Jeju pork. It's the type of pork that you can eat a lot and not feel like you ate a ton of pork. Of course, oranges are super popular here in Jeju. These caramelized fruits that I've been eating since I was a kid in China, also popping up everywhere in South Korea. So a tanghulu with Jeju orange should be epic. Oh, this is so good. Sweet, tangy, with a crunchy candy shell and a burst of citrusy juice. Every time I eat this, it's like a bite of nostalgia. So Starbucks in Korea is like a whole different animal. There's always unique food items, unique mugs, drinks for Starbucks in South Korea. And recently they have a collaboration with Disney. So if you spend 50,000 won, you get a Disney giant napkin thing. That's cool. And Jeju specifically has their own unique drinks and food items because Jeju is known for their green tea, their carrots, their citrus. There's a tangerine passion fruit tea, there's a mango matcha frappuccino, carrot cake, matcha cake, and a tangerine cake. Tangerine passion fruit. All the tangerine is sunk on the bottom. It's sweet, there's peel in here, so it got a little bitterness as well. It's very light and refreshing. Black sesame frappuccino. This is awesome. This thing is loaded with black sesame. A little bit of mochi in here as well. If you love black sesame, this will make your life. This is so good. Finally, a matcha frappuccino with mango on top. This is so good as well. Delicious matcha with cream on top. The mangoes taste more like a mango jelly. That's just okay, but the overall drink, really, really good. This is the tangerine cake. Not bad, pretty light. Cake is nice and pillowy. A citrusy, fluffy cream cheese on top with a little bit of the tangerine peel to add a hint of bitterness. It's definitely really unique. Jeju matcha cake. This might be one of my favorite Starbucks cakes ever. Great matcha flavor. Cake is pillowy, it's airy. So much matcha infused in the cake as well. Oh yeah, that matcha center is like getting into the center of a Tootsie Pop. Pure delicious joy. That's so good. Next up, a carrot cake. I think this is the most ultimate cake that Starbucks has ever created. I wish they would sell this everywhere in the world so you guys know what I'm talking about. Holy mind blown this is. The softest cloud-like, I think, choco cake, separating the most airy layers of carrot cream cheese that just pretty much tastes like if God was to bake a carrot cake and then transform that carrot cake into clouds, that's what it would taste like. It's light, it's cheesy, it's creamy, it's rich. I mean, every bite of this will make every single problem that you're thinking about in your life go away for at least a few seconds because there's no room for anything else but pure enjoyment of this cake. That's how good it is. Finally, let's chill. This thing was sold out everywhere. Starbucks Mickey Mouse tiramisu. This thing is like pure cream. Wow, it's a very deep layer of cream with a thin layer of cake on the bottom. I mean, it's good. It's definitely fun to look at. I really wish there's more cake because the cake is delicious. Overall, pretty fun items here in Jeju. Best drink, black sesame frappuccino, hands down. Best cake, the carrot cream cheesecake. Something else Jeju is known for, Jeju Black Pig. If you've never had this before, it's truly a unique barbecue experience. You gotta try it. And this place supposedly does it really, really well. I got 3 different cuts. I got some pork shoulders, which is gonna be a leaner cut. I got the belly, which of course gives you that delicious chunk of fat with the skin. I also got rib. Always look forward to this. The pork in Jeju from the Jeju Black Pigs, it's richer, it's got a deeper umami flavor with a slightly sweet and nutty undertone, no gaminess whatsoever. Yeah, this is the only pork I think I've ever had that's naturally sweet. If you just want to keep it simple, a little bit of salt, sometimes there's wasabi, and there's so much good fat and marble. You can see the marbling in every piece of the meat. Also, the biggest difference, it's not nearly as greasy as the pork you typically get at Korean barbecue restaurants. This, I mean, it looks fatty and it is fatty, but when you're eating it, it's so juicy and light. It leaves a slight umami coating in your mouth. No greasiness whatsoever. It's just so good. That natural sweetness is unreal. If you close your eyes, you get a lean piece.
You would think it's an extremely delicious cut of steak. And they always have this little cup of anchovy sauce to dip the pork in. Put it on a piece of lettuce, a little bit of bean paste, piece of garlic, wrap it up. Then melt in your mouth crispy pieces of fat mixed with the crunchy greens with the added umami from the anchovy sauce. It's unreal how good this is. The piece with a lot of toasted fat. Sauce, garlic. It's freaking unreal. It's so incredible tasting a fatty piece of pork, like a piece that's pure fat. That doesn't leave you like, in Chinese we call it meat, like overly saturated, overly greased up. You can eat this all day long and not feel like that. And each piece has that amazing smoky flavor because they're using wooden charcoal. The fat is charred, the skin is charred. There's a piece of shoulder right here. Absolutely tender as can be. I also got this cut right here. This is the rib. Let's try this out. That's the most tender piece. And the most flavorful piece. Jeju with some steamed egg. Whoa, that's a good steamed egg. That's so soft. This is the best piece with meat, fat, and a piece of skin. There's some crunchy cartilage in there as well. The skin is chewy, a little gelatinous-y, and barbecue skin. It's so delicious on its own. Put that together with meat and fat, that's the ultimate piece. I mean, price-wise, it's way more than a pig barbecue you'll typically see in Seoul, but oh my goodness, it's worth it. The quality is out of this world. You can only find it here on Jeju. This is a really cool experience. So these are the haenyeo. They're ladies all over 80 years old. They go diving into the ocean every single day for seafood, and they sell it at random locations throughout the island. Lucky enough to run into them right here at Bong Waterfall. And you see them, they're all divers. They walk over the rocks, get to the deeper section of the ocean, and dive down to collect the seafood every single day. So the conch I'm about to eat just came from the sea. This is so cool. I mean, just be able to sit here, and this is what you see when you look out. So they give you the conch, a little gochujang, a little garlic if you want it. That's so delicious. Sweet, a little briny, touch of gochujang for some heat. And just sit here and watch the sunset. This is an amazing dining experience. The rule of the waterfall is because it is a national park, you can't sell anything here unless you dole for it. So whenever you come here, you see them, you know you're eating the freshest seafood possible. All right, last meal of the day, I'm at a pork Katou restaurant. So this Katou restaurant is right now one of the most, if not the most talked about restaurant in all of Korea. Here in Jeju, they have two locations. The original is about a tenth of a mile from here, right behind that hotel outside. So they're really close to each other. This is the second location they had to make because the first one got way too popular. Everyone comes to get is their pork Katou, and there's a pork Katou in particular that everybody gets that's stuffed with cheese. It's not the one I'm about to get. There's two kinds of Katou stuffed with cheese. The one that I can't get is the one they only make 80 servings a day. And people will sleep in a tent overnight to try to get this dish. I've had something similar to this at Katou restaurants before, so I don't really feel like buying a tent and camp it overnight for this. But let's try the other items on the menu. So this place, apparently all the Katou, they use Jeju Black Pig. So the best quality pork is used to make the Katou. The first one I got was like a Katou ball with mozzarella cheese inside, and it is cheesy. Look how much this cheese is stretching. Never seen anything like that before. Oh my God, this is freaking transformative. Katou. Wow, I mean the outside shell, it's got such a lovely, lovely crunch. The curry is meaty, it's spiced up, so much flavor. The cheese is a must, deliciously stretchy, chewy mozzarella. Put that into the rice, which is fragrant and delicious in its own right.
The crunch on the outer shell, it's loud, it's substantial. The mouth feels just incredible inside. The pork melts in your mouth again with a nutty sweet undertone and zero gaminess. So clean, so delicious. Want to cleanse your palate? Sesame cabbage. That's delicious. A little miso soup as well. This is such a delicious katsu. Also, I got the tenderloin katsu. Look at that. Beautiful golden crust on the outside. Dunk it into the katsu sauce. Oh my God. I've had a lot of katsu in my day. Right away, you notice a different quality of this pork. Clean and juicy, and again, that natural porky sweetness is unmistakable. The outer shell and the pork is such a contrast between the loudest crunch imaginable and the most delicate, tender meat. I don't think I would ever sleep in a tent overnight for this, but I definitely put this on my must-try list. And that wraps up such an amazing food day here in Jeju. Has some of the best, freshest seafood anywhere. By the way, that plate of fluke I got this morning, it was only about 10,000 won. Something like that in the US. I've been to places where they give you something a little bit bigger than that, and they give you a stew for about 200 US dollars. I mean, the value of seafood you're getting in Jeju is incredible. And then being able to have Jeju Black Pig barbecued and now in a katsu, and also being able to eat some fresh seafood right by the ocean from the female divers themselves. Such an experience. And as always, all places I went to listed down below for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Until we eat again, see you later.